Hello. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a brand new video. For those who don't know me, my name is Amelia and I upload all kinds of book content such as reading vlogs, reading wrap-ups, you name it. And if you're not new here, then welcome back. Let's just get on with the video, but first of all, I'm going to put lip balm on because my lips feel really dry. If you haven't gathered by the title, which you probably have, it is my July reading wrap-up and my August TBR, which I say this, I think, for the last few videos. I remember every time I say, how the hell are we entering this month? But seriously, how are we about to go into August? Sorry, but that means we've got 5 months left of this year. I'm not really sure how I feel about that, because that means this year's flown by, but it also means I'm nearly 30. I'm closer to 30 than I am to 29 now. What? Absolute madness. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy my matcha, get a drink, get cozy, because we're going to talk about books. I say that. I personally don't think it's going to be a long video because I don't need you to distract me. I've only read technically three books and 70% of a book, but I'm saying I've read 4 books because by the time the month is up, I would have finished this book. What is my other book that I need over there? However, let's just start talking about the books that I read in July. Now, the first book was a book I was reading at the end of June and finished at the beginning of July. I was on holiday when I was reading the majority of it, hence the reason trying to get comfortable here. Hence the reason that I didn't finish it till July. And it was a Kindle Unlimited read, and it is in my reading Kindle books video that is coming up, because I think it's after this video that you'll see it. And it is Power Play by Chelsea Curto. This is the second book in the DC Stars. I wouldn't say it was my favourite one. I think I loved Face Off so much. It was so good. It was such an easy read. And I didn't hate Power Play, don't get me wrong, but it just didn't. Maybe it is because of how long it took me to read, because those books are quite easily bingeable and I could have easily binged it if it wasn't for the fact that I was away. But it just felt like I didn't feel excited to read it. That sounds really bad. But every time I picked it up, I was like, okay, I've just got to get through it. And it is painful because of how long it took me to read. I think there were certain parts, there was a lot of smut in it. And I understood part of it was more because of our main character. Saw her name this morning. Why am I having a moment? Liam and something. Oh my God, one sec. I'm going to get my Instagram up. Oh, tell me. Oh my God. Piper. Why did I forget that? Liam and Piper. We met, and Piper's story, she wanted to get better at sex, and so she hires Liam to be a sex coach. I guess you could best say, not hires, but asks him to be her sex coach. And so there was a lot of sex in it, and I kind of get it. I get that there was a lot of smut in it because of that, but also I feel like some of it did not need to be seen. It could have just been like happened. So I felt like it was a lot very smutty. Why is it so hot in here? So that was really off topic. I just suddenly started to feel really hot, and I'm like, oh no, I don't have time to talk. I've got 40 minutes till the year qualifying. Anyway, I really enjoyed the book. I did enjoy the book, and I enjoyed seeing like other characters of the DC Stars. I just didn't love it as much as I hoped. So I did give it a 3.5 stars. But I did enjoy like the sunshine behaviour from Piper and the grumpy behaviour from Liam. It was very grumpy versus sunshine, which is one of my favourite tropes. I think I could put it down on my top 5 tropes, is grumpy versus sunshine. So I am very happy I've read it, and I cannot wait to pick up the second one, which I think is Slapshot. I can't remember if it's Slapshot or Hat Trick. I think Hat Trick is the 4th one, so I think Slapshot is the 3rd. And I can't wait to pick this one up. So hopefully soon I'll pick it up. I don't know when, but soon-ish, maybe. Who knows? Maybe my continue series video. Who knows? Then the next book I picked up, probably out of all of them, my most disappointing read of the year. Now, I didn't hate it. I did not hate it. That would be really mean. I didn't hate it. I did enjoy it, but I didn't love it. And it is, oh my God, I'm hot this up. I'm really hot, which is probably why I'm like going all over the place. So I do apologise if I'm all over the place. I'm not good with heat, and for some reason it's very hot in here, even though it's very dark and gloomy outside. However, I then picked up Emily Henry, Great Big Beautiful Life. Now, I think I fall into the majority of people who did not like this book. I didn't hate it, like I said. I did enjoy parts of it, but there were parts where I was just like, okay. I feel like we got to know so many people in Margaret's backstory, but not her. And we got to know very little about our main two characters, really. Like, I feel like all we could see was them competing for this role and they ended up falling in love. Spoiler, but anyway, this book follows Margaret, and then I don't remember the two characters' names in it. Alice and what's the other guy's name? I'm literally going through the book to find out. Hayden. You follow Alice and Hayden, who are competing for the chance to write Margaret's story. And I feel like, I don't know, I expect this to be kind of like, you know, when you people like Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo kind of vibes. And I think that's what Emily Henry was trying for. But it doesn't, for her writing, it just didn't feel right. This did not feel like an Emily Henry book. And that is probably why I think it's my biggest disappointment, because when you read an Emily Henry book, you usually kind of know kind of what you're going in for, and I was just like, did not get it. And I'm all for authors branching out and trying new things, because as an author, you don't want to be stuck doing the same thing because it becomes boring, and then people just know what to expect, and then they get stuck in this little box, and it's like, that's who you are. When reality is, it's like being an actor or performer. You don't want to be stuck in this box and going, you're only cast as these roles, and that's it. So 100% understand that when authors want to branch out. However, I just felt like this wasn't her best work. I didn't hate this as much as I hated Book Lovers. I don't even hate Book Lovers. I just didn't like Book Lovers. I think I can say that I enjoyed this more than Book Lovers, but I wouldn't say this is going to have a lasting effect on me. I'm not going to think about it longer than after today, probably. I have given this book a 3 stars. Yeah. So, 3 stars isn't even a bad rating. I think 3 above is pretty good. I think 3.5 is a very decent rate as I rate Fate Power Play. However, I felt like going into July, I was reading 2 books that just didn't hit. And then I picked up a book that just hit everything I needed at the time, and it was The Favourites by Laing. I am so glad that I finally read this book. This book has been one of those ones, it was making its rounds this year, and I picked it up on a whim going, everyone I've watched has loved it. All the booktubers that I like follow and I feel like I have similar tastes to, and usually their vibes are not wrong, love it. So of course I'm not going to say no to it. So I picked it up and oh my god, this book was everything. I loved it so much. I hate ice skating, but even I like the idea of ice dancing, like the Olympics and all that. I was so invested, not just Kat and Hugh's story, but also everyone else's story around it, like Garrett and Bella, and I just loved everything about this book. It does give the same kind of vibes as Daisy Jones and the Six, and I think not just the way it's written, but I think also because in Daisy Jones and the Six, technically, I wouldn't say I love Daisy and I love Billy, like they are very toxic characters, but they make the story so good, and without them the story would be a bit flat. And there's always someone else you're rooting for that's not the main two. And in Daisy Jones, you had Camilla, you were rooting for her, like you love her, like most people love Camilla, like she did nothing wrong. Nothing really for you to hate her. And like even when she did maybe one slip up, that technically, I feel like she deserved to have that moment. I'm just drinking my matcha. And my straw just has to move. This book, Bella and Heath are not really, like, they are very toxic characters, and I wouldn't say you love them. You also don't love Bella either. I think all 3 of those people are very toxic, and they have their moments. I think they're very work ethic and work driven, and I think that is something I love to see, especially in both women and men, but I think knowing that they're driven for one thing, and I feel like Heath was very much that puppy dog at the beginning especially, of following the girl he loves around and doing things to make her happy, even if he didn't want it. And then you've got Garrett, who is Bella's twin brother and is also an ice dancer because their mum, Sheila, is like an Olympic gold champion. And you got Garrett, who is the one I think everyone roots for. I definitely was rooting for him. He's such a sweetheart and you love him. I just love this book so much. I gave it a 5 stars. I could tell you so much more about this book, but I don't want to spoil anything really. But you're in for a treat. If you pick this book up, you're in such a treat because honestly, so good. And the chapters are so short. They're not even that long. I feel like they're 4 or 5 pages long majority of the time. It didn't take that long to get to the next chapter, so I felt like I was easily reading. I felt like I could continue because it just felt like I kept going and going and going and didn't stop. So yeah, loved it. So technically, that is all the books I actually have read, but I have one more, and like I said, I'm 70% of the way through, so I'm going to talk about it, and it is Air of Fire by Sarah J Maas. I'm going to talk about it, but I can't talk too much about it anyway, because it is the 4th in the series, so obviously I don't want to spoil it, because even though majority of people have read the Throne of Glass series, there's still people out there who haven't. However, like I said, 70% of the way through, and I am thoroughly enjoying this book. I'm so happy to be reading it. I think it is the best book of the series so far. I think I think I know the rating, but I'm not 100% sure. There is parts in this book I'm like, do we really need this in the book? But I'm going to guess it makes sense as, if not this book, as the other books go on. Because there's still 4 more books in the series, and as the books go on, they're chunkier and chunkier and chunkier. Like, I'm looking at them now, and I'm like, Queen of Shadows is like, I feel like near enough, not double the size of this, but near enough double, like quite a big chunky more than this. So yeah, I'm not prepared for that, but I'm excited to see what happens, and I know I'm going to get left on a cliffhanger in this book, and I'm kind of not prepared for that at all. I just love Sarah J Maas's writing, and yeah, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to be rating this a 4-star. Will I don't know. However, this is very off topic. I need to get my... Do you know why did I think of this in the middle of talking about the book? But I need to get a little clip from my TikTok video, so say hi. Sorry. I'm doing a TikTok video of a day of my life, and I was just like, I need to get a video. I don't know why I remember that. But anyway, I know Sarah J Maas is writing always this book and a cliffhanger, but it's fine because I have got the other books to read. I just won't be reading it straight away. But I am really enjoying it, and like I said, I think it's going to be a 4-star. Unless anything amazing happens in the last 23%, 27%. And a lot could happen in the last 27%. You know, it's a Sarah J Maas book. I think it's going to be a 4-star, and I'm really happy with this so far, so cannot wait to continue. Now, for our August TBR, first of all, I'll show you the book I'm going to be reading next after this, which will go in my August wrap-up, but I have a feeling it probably will be finished in August, at the beginning of August, if I don't finish it earlier than that, but I doubt I'll finish it in July. But it is, if I can pick it up, Atmosphere, by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and this is Sarah J Maas. No, Taylor Jenkins Reid. I am so excited for this book. I am reading it for a video that is coming up, so keep an eye out. But I just cannot wait to read this book, and I'm so excited. I love Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing, so I have no doubt that this is going to be such one of those books that I just cannot wait to pick up. Like, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So yeah, I will keep you updated. Obviously, I'll tell you in the vlog, and then you'll see my August wrap up. Okay. Currently, I have got one video I'm filming in August, and it is reading dark romances, but I don't know what books I want to do for that one yet, so I'm not going to even put them in a TBR until we get to there. However, we are going to choose TBR prompts from the TBR jar. Now, I want to make actual proper prompts again, the ones I fold out, but for now we have our cards. Like, we've got the cards that come from Illumicrate, the ones that I made myself, and we're just going to pick, I think, 5 prompts because we have got one book on the TBR. So we're going to pick 5 prompts for this month's TBR. Well, August TBR. Which is this month when you watch this. So yeah, this month's TBR. Let's go. Let me read it. An anthology collection of short stories. I don't have that. I definitely don't have that. So that is a no-go one. Let's put that away. Let's just pick another one. That was a great start. Try not to look, but I think I've just looked. A sports romance. Now, that can be quite easy. I've got my TBR cart here. You can't see it, but I can. Sports romance. I've got quite a few sports romances on here. And I know what I'm gonna pick up. Technically could have done Taming 7, but I'm not doing that. Consider Me by words. Consider Me by Becca Mack. I think I've been wanting to get this for a while, and I kind of need to get this off my TBR at some point because I've had it for quite a while. I've got the other two, and they're just sitting in my TBR cart, and I've not even picked them up. So, Consider Me by Becca Mack is our first book prompt, our second book on the TBR. Let's do another one. Book from an author you've never read before. Ooh, I have quite a few on here, especially now. I've got like two authors I put my books TBR that I really want to get to. The Nightingale by Kristen Hannah. This book, it has been on everyone. I feel like everyone has read this year or like late last year, and I just really want to read it. And I've not read anything from Kristen Hannah before, so it just makes so much sense to put this for this TBR. I have a few on here I could have chosen, and there's so many that have been on here longer because I literally only got this yesterday when I'm filming this, but I just wanted it. With 3 more. This goes really fast, like picking a TBR prompt. The only time it doesn't is when I'm like, I don't know what to pick up. The oldest book on your TBR. Oh god. Oh golly gosh. I have 2 technically it could be. I still don't want to pick that one up yet, so. I kind of think of when I actually got this one because there's 2 books on here I know I've had on the longest. One of them I can't remember if I got before or after this one. I'm gonna go with this one. I don't think it's. I think it's actually the other one, but I'm not picking that one up. Addicted After All. I feel like a lot of my TBR now is newer ones. Not newer ones, but the stuff I've had like in the last year. I've had this for 2 years, so. This is the 7th. I'm gonna have to count. I actually don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 7th book in the Addicted Calloway Sister series. This is another Lo and Lily story. I feel like it's the last Lo and Lily story before the epilogue. Yeah. So it's the last Lo and Lily story we have before we have Some Kind of Perfect. When it's like the epilogue, because I think all of them are going to be in that one. I'm so excited. But I'm also so nervous. Like I love these books, but they take a lot out of me. Like mentally, like but I do need to get back into it because I have not read one this year, and this happened to me last year as well. I hadn't read one at all in the year. Then I picked up Hot House Flower and was like, oh my god, why did I not do this? So need to get to this soon, so hopefully this month. And this is not the first time this has been on a TBR this year, so hopefully I can actually get it off my TBR. Is that one more? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 2 more. Okay, it says paper, so this is a real stuff. Young adult. Do I even have young adult books on here? Because I don't really read young adult. The young adult I've got is technically Throne of Glass, but I think I know that, and I could put Queen of Shadows on here. Not feeling like Queen of Shadows right now. I think that's a lot. I think I'm gonna have to do it. One sec. Okay, we had to do it because I don't have any other young adult. I don't really buy young adult as much, and I think the ones I have got of young adult I have already read. Probably on my other bookshelf I might have something, but on the TBR cart I can be able to look. So we've gone for Queen of Shadows, which is the 5th book in the Throne of Glass series, and hopefully actually I can get to it because it would be nice to continue this series and try and keep it as fresh as possible in my mind. So not going to flick through it because I don't want to spoil the rest of Air Fire when I haven't finished it yet. But this one is Queen of Shadows by So it does maths. Which means we've got one more book to pick, so it better be something good. Because right now this TBR is looking like good, a good TBR. This one I've written. Multiple POV books. That could be anything. Again. Okay. A book that I really want to read right now, I don't know why, and I don't think it's multiple point of view though. Definitely not. I really wanted to read Love Theoretically. I don't know why I'm actually wanting to read it, but it's not your point of view, so... Okay, we know what we're going to do. We're going to put this one on it because I need to actually get it for my TBR. Love Unwritten. I'm like 90% sure that this is a dual point of view. Yeah. Love Unwritten is the second book in the Lakefront Billionaire series. I read Love Redesigned back in January 2024. And it was one of the second 5-star read of the year because I started the year on 3 5-stars in a row, which I was very, very lucky with. But I then haven't picked this one up because I've been scared. Like, very scared because so many people have said they didn't like this book. However, the third book in the series comes out, I think, this month or next. Very soon. So I feel like I need to, and that is on my list of books I can buy, so I need to get to this one first. So Love Unwritten is our last book on our TBR, so that means we have a 6-book TBR for this month. Let me show you what we got, just to recap. I'm going to go back in that order we've just had, so you're going to see Love Unwritten again. We have Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher. We have Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. We have Addicted After All by Krista Rebecca Ritchie. We have The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. We have Consider Me by Becca Mack. And then we also have Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So that is my TBR for August. So if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, please comment down below, please subscribe, and I will see you again next week with another video.